Thank you, Madam Speaker. I thank the Honourable Member for the question. High siltage in rivers in Fiji is very much related to land use practice. Nandrongai is one of the high-intensive agriculture areas, likewise forestry and other extractive industries, and thus the contribution to high soil erosion, and thus the high level of siltage in the Nandrongai areas, and of course Sinotoka and Tuva rivers. But the simple answer is the dredging for Sinotoka River is due to start this year. It was advertised, the tenders were out in December last year, but because of the reprioritization because of Winston, that is being put on hold. But we are ready to proceed again because of the financial year that has been part of our budget submission again. It will be done in 3 stages, and we hope to extract about 1,200,000 cubic meters of siltage. That will be done in 3 stages. The first stage will be undertaken in 2016-2017 period, involving the first 3.5 kilometers from the bridge to the river mouth. So that is due to start this year. Tuva River, Madam Speaker, is in priority 2. Right now the scoping is being undertaken by the Ministry as well. The priority is in the major towns. Thank you, Madam Speaker.
Thank you. Supplementary question, Honourable
The Honourable Minister on the River, Madam Speaker. We haven't had a flood for the last 10 years, we're very lucky, but there's very high siltation now during the past few years. And with the shallowness of the rivers, the women are very concerned about their food supply in terms of modi, ngari, mana, etc., Madam Speaker, which they would like to feed their families with. So my question to the Honourable Minister, because this has come up in the Tikin councils and also in the Provincial Council over the past few years, as to the dredging, that when they send the dredge along, they don't go through the proper procedures, and sometimes it's sitting there for a month or 2 and nothing is happening. So my concern is also on the River, Madam Speaker.
Honourable Minister.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. I've visited the river dredging and right down to the river mouth in Wutia. The engineers have different views on it's an engineering solution, Madam Speaker, not an ecological solution. The siltage in the river mouth it's building up now again in the Wutia Delta. That, Madam Speaker, after the initial dredging that was undertaken by the Chinese, engineers have to again do a study on the effects of that dredging, and that is what I have been taken to the river mouth. Of course, we are aware of the implications. Definitely, like any other development, there are implications as well. But we await the assessment so that we can come up with the next possible solution to address the issues, Madam Speaker.
Thank you. Honourable Samuel Munivalu.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. My question is in regards to this, also the Nandi town. What are the programs your ministry has in place in terms of Nandi town too, sir? Thank you.
Honourable Minister.
Nandi River.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. In my response to the initial question by Honourable Ngaboka, I did mention that Tuva River is in the priority 2 list. All the major towns in Fiji, Madam Speaker, are in our priority 1 because of macroeconomic resilience. There are a lot of population, there are a lot of industries, there are a lot of economic activities within the major townships, and that is why all major towns, including cities in Fiji, priority one. We have undertaken dredging in Labasa. We have undertaken dredging in Nabua. We have undertaken dredging in the Rewa River as well. And of course, Singatoka is about to start. For the Mba River mouth, Madam Speaker, that's being put on hold because of the magnetite extraction that is currently being processed. The lease Ministry of Lands is working on it because magnetite is present in the river mouth, Mba River mouth. And there has been some discussions if Mba can be on hold. But I come to Nandi, the specific question raised. I know that most of the honorable members of the House would be aware that there was an exercise undertaken by the Japanese, JICA, way back in the 80s about Nandi River diversion. But that exercise was undertaken when development exercise was undertaken when there was not much development in the Nandi area. But go to Nandi now, Madam Speaker, Danarau and Fantasy Island, a lot of developments have taken place. And government, after the flooding in 2012, Cyclone Evans again revisited that project and again asked the Japanese government if they can assist. The Japanese government since 2012 has been doing all the technical scoping, Madam Speaker. My ministry has been assured that the report will be ready this July. But the conclusion that they have come up with, Madam Speaker, it is no longer viable for Nandi town to go through a river diversion. That is the Saunaka River through Enamanu, next to McDonald's. That is where the river should have been diverted. But now they are coming up with a new solution on river widening and some realignment, Madam Speaker. So we will have the report by July this year, and then we should be able to know from the technical scoping how much does it cost, and then government will look at or consider financing. Thank you, Madam Speaker.
Thank you. And I give the floor to the Honorable Ngulitao.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. I thank the Honourable Minister for his answers this morning. Back to, because the Honourable Minister is also the Minister for Disaster Management and Agriculture. Dredging, Madam Speaker, is just the outcome of activities, human activities up the river. Agricultural activities, which has chemicals going down to the rivers and have piled up in years. My question will be based on the theory of environmental economics. What are the options that are there that the Ministry of Agriculture has in regards to this problem, where other alternatives, given the idea, the concept of climate change that we have now, that we are, there is a likelihood that we could diversify into other economic activities to reduce this kind of threats into our communities and to our nature.
Honorable Minister.
Madam Speaker, this probably, the question raised by the Honourable Member probably is linked to the next question that, that will be raised by the Honourable Numa Tewan this morning. I've talked about engineering solutions. There are also ecological solutions, which is more preferable and is recommended as well. Like any other development activity, it comes with a price, and these involve risks. It can be reduced, it can be transferred, it can be mitigated, it can be managed as well, Madam Speaker. So, if the Honourable Member can allow me to probably tackle that question in the next question that will be raised in this morning's order paper, Madam Speaker, because land resources also include water as well. Thank you.